Hillary Clinton is more of a long shot for the White House today than she was yesterday. After getting numerous high-profile endorsements recently, Barack Obama has picked up the support of one-time rival John Edwards. Edwards dropped out of the race in January. Both Obama and Clinton had been courting the one-time vice presidential candidate ever since. There are only 5 contests left in the primary season, and Clinton is given little chance of winning. Solon Simmons teaches at George Mason University. He specializes in American politics. You know, they say timing is everything, and boy, Edwards' announcements overshadowed Clinton's win in West Virginia.
You know, Kate, it really does. This was an important news cycle for Hillary Clinton, and it doesn't look like it's going to work for her, and she's desperately trying to get back in. She wins big, very big in West Virginia, and here comes John Edwards, gives the endorsement we've been waiting for all along, and I think it's going to have a big impact on the nomination contest, because Edwards is still a big voice, in particular for those white working-class voters.
All right, and now what happens to the 19 delegates? He won 19 delegates, didn't he, when he was still in the race? Can they still go wherever they like?
Well, yeah, I think he can use his delegates as he wishes, and that helps, of course. But more important than the delegates that come directly with him are the delegates that come with the message. You know, now it's the super delegates, as we've been talking about forever, and they're paying attention, and they say, oh, here goes. We have 2 of the big players are now in. And what's so important about John Edwards is that he represents what we might call that class and the common man side of the Democratic Party, which has been replaced by and been overshadowed by the identity and inclusion aspect of the Democratic Party, with a black man and a white woman running, and the white men have felt a little left out. We're learning. Remember that, it's true. Remember, in particular, the Democratic Party has been dominated by Southern white men since John F. Kennedy. And we're now talking over 40 years. So here we have a real potential for Obama, even whether he's going to be a vice presidential possibility or not. We have potential to say, look, I can carry this kind of voter, and this is the message that I'm going to incorporate into my own. It's a very big thing for him, I believe.
What about having Edwards on the ticket?
It's a really good shot. I mean, there are a number of theories in choosing a vice president. It's a long list. You might go for the elder statesman, and in figures that like Lee Hamilton have been tossed around, Sam Nunn, but maybe a George Mitchell, who you brokered the peace deal that would help him. Also maybe a swing state strategy. But very prominent is the idea of co-opting a competitor. People are talking about Hillary Clinton as that competitor, but John Edwards was in the race as well. And John Edwards, because he appeals to that class dynamic, he appeals to that white working class voter, and we learned how big that is, that could be really important for Obama moving forward into the general contest. But
Edwards said his message here was unification.
And it is, and that's what's so wonderful about both of these candidates from a Democratic Party side, is they're very inclusive. Obama has seemed less inclusive since the Reverend Wright scandal. But he's a very inclusive figure and has always organized his message in that way. So too is John Edwards, even though he has a little bit more of an edgier class to America's approach to things. But together, by the way, they looked great on stage. You know it when you see it, and this was chemistry in action. It seems to me that Hillary Clinton, although she might be trying to get a vice presidential spot, we don't know what her strategy is. It seems that Edwards' star is certainly rising at this point.
Thank you very much for your thoughts today.
All right, thank you.